Yeah, and then we left off with the consensus that we want to bounce quick because we do not want angry villagers with pitchforks and torches coming along once they put one on one together and realize that, yeah, the burger must have fucked up something for us to get attacked.
Well, on the bright side, they can hardly, manage revenge on that guy.
Yeah,
Mm,
but I don't want to be found in the same house.
But you could always say that you were the one who killed him.
maybe they're.
Then we're
Uh,
strangers who came in and killed the burgomaster. They made that
Uh,
awful
maybe.
work
you can't
proud.
win.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
so we bounce.
Yeah, you can't win against a mob.
Yeah,
That's just how it is. You can't.
All right, so the situation resumes. Saban, Septimus, you're currently, in on the main floor. Jeffrey is pacing around nervously. He's just basically talking to himself, like, "What are we gonna do? Oh shit!" Irene is still in the basement crying, and Rika doing her best efforts to try and calm her down, failing.
oh yeah, we also gotta level up.
Maybe. And
Yes, we did. We did get to level 4.
yes, yes, you did. Level 4.
Yeah.
Um,
So, do we need to have a long rest before we get
No.
abilities in it, or?
The abilities. I'm gonna say no, but you have the abilities, but if they're the kind of abilities that recharge, you count as not having them right now.
Okay.
okay. Where's Jeffrey at the
Jeffrey
moment?
is currently in the same room as you, just pacing around, just frantically trying to think. He's still bloody from the combat, but he seems to be good enough after the potion that you gave him.
I don't think it was me that gave him something.
I don't know which. I think it was Rika.
Okay. I think so, or maybe someone. I really don't remember. Anyway, Septimus is gonna shoot Saban a look and kind of nod towards Jeffrey, and he's gonna walk towards him and say, "Jeffrey,
Yes, yes.
we've been talking amongst ourselves, and we think that the best solution is for us to take your sister and leave now."
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I do. I really do. I'm just thinking how to best do this. Okay, listen. Okay, okay, it's just very simple. I can. I'm going to organize a car within 2 hours. Uh, you can then take it and just ride off to Velaki.
Won't a card be very, conspicuous? Want to
It,
draw attention to us?
uh, I mean, I suppose, but it will be the fastest way.
What about just horses? Can't your sister ride?
I think she can, but just horses.
We could also go through the forests to get to the road, and there you can deliver us with either the cart or the horses.
Right, right.
At least the whole village won't see us leaving the house in one.
All right, I see. I see your point. I don't know how many horses I can organize. How many would you need? You two, the other girl, Irene, you would need 4 horses?
It would
Best
be good
case
to have a
scenario,
horse to
five.
change, but
Best case scenario, five, but for the time being, even four will do.
I don't know if I can do that so quickly. I might be able to get you 2 in 2 hours. I already know where I can find some. But if you want more than that, I think you'll have to wait a bit longer.
I think we could also just take the cart. Just sneak outside of town.
Right, okay.
Take a look at the map once more, and I'll get a rough layout. I should be able to navigate us out.
Okay, I'll tell you what. You take care of Irene. Gather whatever you need. I'm gonna make sure that in 2 hours' time there will be a car at the edge of the forest, and one of my men will be there having it ready for you. I mean, they'll recognize Irene. They'll give it to you, and I'll also make sure that he has some food with him for your travels as well as for any further provisions or anything you need. Speaking about which, Hang on, just stay here for a moment. And he rushes up the stairs, leaving you alone for a moment.
Could also just walk up without letting them know that we took a cart.
We could. But maybe a cart would be significantly faster than just being on foot.
Double the speed.
Yeah. Would be faster, but easier to follow and find.
If push comes to shove, do you think you could use your abilities to guide us through the forest?
Yeah.
Alright.
Though the wolves in these forests seem a bit more feistier than the ones elsewhere I've seen. Though so far I haven't seen any goblins, so that's a bonus.
Jeffrey comes downstairs again, holding in one arm 2 potions and a sack. All right, I remember we still had some somewhere. I hope these are still good. Can they expire? I don't know. Anyway, I have some potions there for you. Just take one of these. He hands you 2 healing potions, one to you each. Another potion where it's like, I don't know what this one does, but I found it. You can have it. It might help you. Which is another potion. What it does is a bit unclear. He gives it to Septimus.
Thank you.
And I also found this. It's a little bit of money I found upstairs, which also hands to Septimus.
Thank you.
Okay, so right, you make sure you got whatever you need. 2 hours from now, at the edge of the forest. Okay. So behind the bridge.
To make sure, do I know that we can make it in 2 hours to the edge of the forest? I think I should be able to estimate thanks to my background.
You know that you will not be able to do it. Not on foot anyway. It will presume it. Hang on, let me just check that rather before I'm just saying this.
Yeah.
But anyway, if it's also assuming that you're about to basically do provisions and all that stuff, assuming that you'll have to spend like, let's say, half an hour, so you would presumably not be able to do that. Let me just check. You guess it would take about 1 hour and a half to venture there on foot.
Okay. So we should be able to meet, in 2 hours at the edge of the forest. Hour and a half or 2 hours.
Oh, that's not what I meant. What I meant is that by that time it would stand there. You don't need to be there at that time precisely, but that's the time that I'll be able to get it there maximum.
Okay. Yeah, it's my
That's
estimation. If we give a good pace, it should be an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Right. Is there anything specific that you think you need?
Healing potions, all the healing potions you can give us. Extra, crossbow bolts, if you have any.
Crossbow balls. I might find some upstairs. I'm not sure. I can look. I'm not sure about healing potions. Those are pretty pricey and rare. I might ask. Where are my notes when I need them?
Gina?
No, the old guy in the store. What was his name? Anybody remember? No. Okay. Bolkovich. I might ask him. Maybe I'll be getting some old favors out of that guy.
Very well. Additionally, before you leave, never mind.
All right.
Are you sure you don't need to be escorted until a certain place?
Don't worry. I got my men.
Very well.
So they haven't joined the mob.
The mob. No. They're better than that. My boys wouldn't do that. They are loyal to me and only me.
Yeah, well, if you have any tobacco, I could take that. Don't know when I'll be able to refill.
Tobacco. Not quite sure I'll find anything like that, but I can take a look. Anyway, see you then.
All right.
He gives you something like a little wink in solidarity and then leaves. Or rather, he attempts to after he realizes that all entrances were literally blocked during the zombie apocalypse. He just hops through one of the broken windows.
Hmm.
You're on your own. You can still hear the crying and sobbing downstairs in the basement. Rika, what were you doing during this?
I mean, if she's still crying, I'm just still holding her, trying to comfort her and get her to calm down.
How committed are you to this?
Very.
All right. Roll me another persuasion.
Oh boy. Actually, I mean, I am a sorcerer, so my persuasion's pretty good.
Oh. You this is kind of a really sensitive time, very clearly. And you feel like she does appreciate somebody being here. It seems pretty obvious that, well, she says so even, that she expected better also from Jeffrey, but she feels extremely bad right now. Her father died because of her. She slowly stops crying as hard. She still has some very red eyes and there's still tears flowing down her face, but it's not as bad as it was before.
Okay.
Septimus, you enter the room, the basement, and you see the dead body of the burgomaster. And besides the dead body is Irene and Rika next to her.
I assume the Burgermeister is dead.
Irene looks at you and just nods and then looks at the floor.
You have my deepest sympathies, miss.
Thank you.
He's gonna walk over to the Burgermeister, and are his eyes closed?
I'm gonna be saying Rika probably did that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He's also gonna put a hand on Irene's shoulder and say, "You have my word that we will keep our word to him and to you."
Your word?
This isn't the time to discuss things. You should get ready. We'll be leaving soon.
Leaving? I can't leave. I. We. We need to at least bury him properly.
Jeffrey will see to that. I'm certain that he will.
I can't just leave him like this.
If we don't leave and we miss this chance to get you out of Vallaki, then get you out to Vallaki. Then we might not get another. I know you're in distress. I know you're experiencing loss at the moment. I've been where you are. Please, try to find it in your heart to believe me and understand me. We really must go.
Roll persuasion or intimidation if you want to lean into that.
I do not want to intimidate
I mean,
her.
you're basically saying if we don't leave now, we might never be able to. It's, you know.
Okay.
That is why I say you can, but you don't have to. It's whichever you
Okay.
prefer.
I would much rather go with persuasion. Let's see. It's a 15.
Hmm. She looks at you, still tears in her eyes, and you feel like you absolutely did manage to convey your point, but something tells you that convincing her to leave her father here like this is not going to work. Like, she is not going to come with you, and she will be thinking less of you if you make her do this. No, I can't just leave him here like that. At least,
Speak your
We may-
mind. What would put your mind at ease?
we we can't just let him lie here in the basement all alone, until Jeffrey
We
picks him up.
may have time to do a funeral pyre. But that's about it.
I understand if we don't have time for a proper funeral, but at least let's, I don't know, bring him to the church and lay him in a proper casket or something. Is casket the right word? No, coffin is the word I was looking for. Coffin.
Casket can work.
It can work too.
Saban, you are looking for, let's see. You do find some alcohol, and sadly you don't find anything, any good clothing that could protect from rain, but you do find some ordinary clothing and cloth. Riga, Septimus, what do you do?
How much alcohol and how much clothes?
You find like 3 bottles of alcohol, let's say, and clothing. You find as much as you are willing to carry. Like, there is plenty of normal clothing around. There's curtains.
Hmm.
There's some
Crap,
tablecloths. Honestly, if
yeah.
you're creative enough, you will find enough cloth to basically stuff your backpack completely full.
Well, people are grab a couple shirts, couple pants, few curtains, and a tablecloth. 2 of those maybe as well.
Irene is staring at the dead body of her father while keeping her hands together. She's completely motionless.
Is there a piece of, you know, is there a piece of cloth somewhere in the basement? A curtain, a old cloak, something. A dark piece of
You
fabric,
should be
basically.
talking with Sam, and he can ask you, has he covered? Um, there is a large grayish piece of sheet of sorts that is lying over something.
He's gonna walk over to that and pull it off.
As you pull it off, a lot of dust basically throws itself up in the air, and under it you see a very old bed of sorts, an old wooden bed.
He's going to set the sheet basically at the edge of the bed, walk over to the body of the Burgomeister, and say, Rika, will you help me put him over there?
Yeah.
Basically, just, pick him up from like under his arms and carry him on the bed and set him down as respectfully as possible.
Although not the lightest of people, you do manage to get him there. He is now lying there. There's also a bit of a foul smell
From where?
from the burgomaster. No, wait.
Could I investigate?
No, actually,
Is
actually,
possible?
scratch that. I was about to say, like, never mind that. No, it's way too early for the body to decompose. Sorry, never mind.
Okay.
Just thought, like, dealing with corpses, I should put something in there. No, too early, too early.
Septimus is going to take the sheet and kind of take Irene's hand and make her hold it and say, "You're not abandoning him by taking care of yourself."
He took care of me. He risked everything for me, and that is why he died. I
No.
can't just.
He didn't die because he loved you. He died because a tyrant sent minions to his house to attack him,
Yes, but
hoping to hurt you to hurt him. This is not your fault. Don't think that. Don't think that for a second.
I'm certain it wouldn't have happened if I had just not resisted.
Maybe not.
But how
Maybe
would
all of this wouldn't have happened. But what are we going to do about it? Are you going to give yourself up now?
No, but I feel it's important to at least pay my respects.
It is. I'll again say,
He was a good man. He had a big heart, and I don't just want to leave him like this. He deserves a proper burial. I don't know if Jeffrey will do it. He's a bit what's the word? He sometimes does things a bit stupidly or forgets about very obvious things. I'm just not sure if he would do it properly. He's a more practically oriented person.
I understand you have concerns, and I understand that they stem from respect and love for your father. But maybe you need to trust in Jeffrey that he will step up and do the right thing, much like your father trusted in us to step up and do the right thing for you.
It's not that I don't trust him. I just think that now with my father dead, he will be the new burgomaster, and considering what just happened, he will have his hands full. Doesn't it sound reasonable that he may forget or even decide to take a much easier route of just
Filial piety can make children do incredible things for their parents. You just have to trust him. There will be a time when you will be able to come back to the village of Barovia. It won't be too late then.
I can't just trust everyone else to do the things I should be doing. Jeffrey has enough on his plate.
Miss Irene, this battle was perhaps the most challenging I have ever faced in my career. There were a good few moments where I was afraid that if I fall down, I'm not going to get back up. We're all up against challenges that we never thought we would have to face, but we're facing them. And you are the Burgomaster's daughter. This is your time to step up to your role. And right now, your role, at least the way I see it, is to make sure that your father's life was not taken in vain. He wanted you safe and alive and away from Strahd, and that's what we're trying to do for you.
At this point, she is slowly tearing up again. I can't just leave him here. It would be too cruel. If one of your loved one were to die in front of you, would you be able to just move on? To just walk away?
Of course not.
Then how can you ask something like this of me?
If you don't move forward, then you're giving the person who took the person you love from you exactly what they want.
I don't believe you. They're not attacking. Why can't we just bury him real quick? It's not like we're being attacked right now. It won't take long, like 10 minutes maybe.
You are adamant that you want this.
Yes.
The church is very far away. We don't know if we're going to be able to get him there.
Then what if we do it here?
Here in the yard?
What if we... What if we build him a coffin?
Okay, I'm going to take a look around the room. What can I see?
Well, there is that old wooden bed. It might make for a good start. We could probably also perhaps try a closet or anything like that as a general start. Probably wouldn't be too hard to find any such thing.
What would I have to roll to make that happen?
To make what happen? Creating a...
To make a coffin for him.
Are you doing that alone? What about Rika, Saban? Saban, you're going outside, right?
Yeah.
What are you doing exactly? Where are you going?
There to check on Rose.
Like just in front of the building. You do not see Rose.
Yeah, I call out, ask for the rope.
The rope is already down.
That's weird. I'm gonna climb up.
All right, you climb up. You're on the roof now. There's no sign of Rose.
Rose.
Nothing.
Any sign of anything?
Be a bit more specific. What do you mean with any sign of anything?
Signs of struggle in any way?
Roll
Pieces
me
of
an
woodland,
investigation.
scratches.
What is it?
Nope.
What do I tell you with a natural one? I mean, one thing that's really odd that you immediately notice is that the roof was not in this good of a condition when you were last up here. It's like somebody completely renovated the roof. You're pretty sure it was a different color too.
I'm gonna blow in the whistle.
Your whistle, right?
Yeah.
You blow it. How long do you blow it? Or a few seconds?
For a few seconds.
Okay.
Yeah.
You blow it. You listen
Like a
out.
lungful.
You don't. No, you don't hear anything. Especially with still the burning back in the town, some of the shouts there. It's hard to make anything out aside from that.
Can I get on the ground to look for any tracks leaving the house?
I'd be nice and say you get a new investigation roll.
I was thinking survival to see if there's tracks.
Oh, you're looking specifically for tracks. Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Absolutely. Go ahead.
I like go around the house.
Let's hope
Not
this
much better apparently.
is.
Having a low day today.
um. You see lots of tracks. There's a lot of footsteps. There's definitely a lot of tracks. Yeah. Though almost all of them are leading towards the house rather than away from it. So, but at that point you're thinking, but what if she walked backwards? So in that case, any one of these tracks could be hers. Now,
Yeah.
sadly, you do not find a track that is the size you would expect Rose's shoes to be. Most of them
Yeah, I
are
was
quite.
exactly looking for rows. I was actually looking for actual tracks that just leave out from the house because
Oh, okay.
I find it doubtful that she'd walk away.
Yeah. Well, actually, there is. How much I'm going to tell you with a six. Um, you do find. No, actually, it's too hard to really find any tracks where you very specifically know they're going away from the house. There's a few tracks where you're like, oh, it could be either way, especially because some tracks go over each other. In fact, a lot of them do.
Yeah.
But you think you definitely do know that there are no tracks leading away from the house in the south and the west. So if there were tracks leading away from the house, it would either be the east or the north. It's hard to tell because those are a little bit muddled and things go over each other.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go blow whistle in each direction.
Okay.
First east.
Meanwhile, you two, you're trying to build a coffin. How are you about to go about that? What's your plan?
Well, first of all, we probably need to get some nails. We can take those out of other furniture. Isn't needed really. Jeffries can take care of it if he wants.
Do you
Yeah,
have,
so
do you have
we
any
gotta pull the furniture apart.
do you have any tools that are relevant to the situation at hand?
Unfortunately not, but we're in a basement.
Yes,
People often keep tools in the basement, so
that is true. So I'm going to say that it is possible. But do any of you have proficiency with any such relevant tools?
I have
No.
0 proficiencies
Okay.
with tools.
So in this case, you can go about it either with strength or with wisdom. Who is helping whom? Who's making the roll?
I don't have a lot of strength,
Neither do I.
and I don't have a lot of wisdom.
I have a modifier of 2.
Okay, if we're gonna go by wisdom, then you should do it and I should help you.
Okay, so
Okay.
you can roll wisdom with advantage because you are being helped.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do make what looks like quite a good coffin or casket, and it does look actually pretty good. You're pretty sure like you could professionally sell this. There's only one tiny problem with it. You kind of forgot to look how big the Burgomaster is. And you realize now in retrospective that it might be going to be a bit hard to fit him in there. Like it's probably going to work if you squeeze him a bit, but let's say it's probably going to look a little more dignified if you put a uh, if you close the casket.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, the main problem is with the width of the casket.
I see.
How much time is Saban going to be out there?
Until those two come back to look for me. So
Okay. I'm gonna say that this takes like 10 or so minutes to build a casket. So I'm gonna say if you are actively continuing your search, you will get another survival or investigation roll. Because I'm nice like that.
yeah, we'll go with survival. No, it was almost a 17.
Um. Um. Okay. So. Well, it is. Okay, I'll need to contemplate a bit about that. Septimus and Rika, what are you doing again?
Look, I recommend that we made it. We might as well try to get him in there and make him look as dignified as possible.
Okay.
It's the best that we can do under the circumstances. So,
Okay.
gently pick him up and set him in.
Yeah. You can make a charisma saving throw to make it look as nicely as possible. Meanwhile, Saban, I have looked deeply into myself and I've decided you will get this hint. Because a 12 isn't that bad. You look around a bit more, especially on the eastern side, because you've deduced that this will be the correct. This or the northern side would have to be the sites of interest in this case. And you look about, and you still find it extremely hard to try and find things. And so you start looking around a little bit more about the house, like especially here around the edge, because if somebody jumped off, they would have had to at least leave like an indent, right? As the forcible jump would have to put itself deeper into the ground. So you start looking about a little bit in this area. And while you do not find any such imprints, like of boots or anything, you do find something else. Glistening in between the leaves, you find around here a whistle.
Alright, I will pick that up and put it in the stuff I have. Doubt I can reroll, but for flavor, I will be looking at the tracks around that area very keenly.
Okay, you will spend some more time doing that. I'll get back to yes, you two. So yeah, you managed to put him into a casket. Irene seems to appreciate the effort. if not necessarily the end result. And she will also help you. Well, she will basically go about and she's collecting several things to try and make the casket look nicer. So some of the inside the house there were a few vases with flowers in them. She gathered them and has basically put them around inside the casket. And she also made him basically pull his hands to look a bit more dignified. And yeah,
You said we could roll charisma to make it.
you haven't done it for some reason, so I was assuming
No,
you gave
well,
up.
yeah.
Which one of us has the highest?
I have a modifier 4. I am
Wow.
a sorcerer. Again, I am a sorcerer. It's my main stat.
Okay.
So it's just a straight charisma roll.
Yes.
Okay.
Shall I roll 2?
No. In fact, you can roll again if you're helping.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm. I see.
Okay, so it looks much nicer. You thought about a trick of how to try and basically avoid the whole, not exactly favorable way that he's currently laid in, and you've basically tried and put some a little bit of you've basically put some cloth over his his stomach area, which basically hides the way that it looks as it's kind of crammed in. And it looks relatively well. It looks like he is in a bed of sorts. It does look pretty decent now. Looks pretty good, especially also with the flowers and everything.
Could have been worse.
Absolutely could have been worse. Looks pretty good. What's the plan now?
Well, we don't have time for burying the coffin. That takes us a few hours. Actually, how long did Jeffrey say he was going to take with the horses?
He said 2 hours max. He will make sure that they will be at the edge of the forest.
Yeah, it takes about 4 hours to dig a hole that deep and large. So, yeah, we don't have time for that. If I had the shape earth cantrip, I wish I had the shape earth cantrip. It could have made this so much easier. Wait, we did get a level up. You do get to. I do get to change my spells on level up.
Yes. Not sure about cantrips though.
Yeah, you can change your spell or cantrip on
All
level up.
I think it specifically mentioned you can change cantrips, but can't change it if leveled.
In any case, what are the other two? What is Septimus up to?
He's kind of stepping on one foot, then stepping on the other. Now that they got the burgomaster settled, he's concerned. So he's going to go to Irene and say, I'll leave you to pay your respects and have a moment with him alone.
Thank you.
Rika, can I speak to you, please?
Yeah.
Okay, he's gonna whisper to her. There's something I must do before we leave. And I don't know if I have time. I have to go into the city again.
What do you need to get?
When I spoke to Gina, she gave me some information about Lucky. I'm just thinking maybe she knows a back route. Maybe this isn't the only way on the map. Maybe she knows something. She's a local. I'm not asking you to come with me because it will be dangerous and we will draw attention to ourselves, but I think it's best if I go. I'm asking for your counsel. What do you recommend?
What specifically did you want to do? I didn't.
I want to know if there's a road to Vallaki that isn't on the map that we have. A closer one. Also, what can we expect on our way there? And I'm not sure that Jeffrey is going to be able to answer these questions when we meet them with the card.
Yeah. If you need, go. But do it quickly.
Look, if I'm not back in time, leave without me. I'll just meet you. I'll find you out. You'll follow the road on the map, right?
Probably.
Well, try not to leave without me. I'll try to make it in time. Just don't leave the edge of the forest without me if you can wait a little bit for me.
Yeah.
But if you must, then go. I'll see you later. And he's gonna head upstairs.
Oh, okay. What could possibly go wrong? Anyway, Saban, what are you doing? You're still looking for clues, are you?
Yes.
You have a hard time right now. There isn't, like, you've looked at it, and there isn't any other really new way in which you can think about approaching this. Honestly, the best alternative would be to spend like a lot of time here just really studying these footprints, which would give you the opportunity to maybe try again.
Mhm.
But it would take time.
Yeah. Once you go here, like open fields and swamp, is it open fields like it's waist high hay that's growing, or?
Yeah. There is stuff growing. You're not sure it is hay, but it is about not exactly kind of waist high, but it is a bit of a further distance away. So it's not exactly immediately here. You do see any things that have been left here.
Hmm.
Also, yeah, and there definitely do seem to be a few that lead from there or to there. Ulrika, what are you up to in the meantime?
Molding earth to lay the coffin in the ground, I guess.
Oh, okay, I see. Irene is supportive of that. She approves, and she will help if she can in any way.
No, she can't.
Okay. Okay, so in that case, we're going to cut over to Septimus. Septimus, what is your plan? You're trying to sneak back into the city, well, town more like.
My question is, how long of a run and sneak would it be? Because we are really pressed for time. Like,
So,
if this
which
takes
one is it
longer
going to
than
be then? Sneak or run?
I was thinking a combination, like run, 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 get in shadow, sneak, run, 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 get in shadow, sneak.
That's not exactly how
No.
So basically, a
But
very
system in D&D
ineffective
doesn't really
sneaking and
allow
very
that.
ineffective running. Got it.
Yeah, D&D doesn't really work
But
Okay.
And
How
do
far
still.
away would it be? If it's longer than 15 minutes, it's not worth going there.
well, it kind of depends on how you're planning to get to the edge of the forest. If you're following the main roads, you will have to take the road back into the main town anyway.
Um,
And you will eventually have to get to the main road anyway because there's only one bridge, unless you have some other clever way of how to cross the river.
Yeah, that's something I was wondering. By the way, to head towards the main road, the bridge. In what direction do we need to go from the house?
I'll put
Because
you on
I
the.
think we need to go southwest, from what I remember of the map.
Let me just look at the. Uh, yes, it is southwest. But it
Yeah,
is more west than south, so it would be
yeah,
southwest west-ish.
yeah. So
You are
the
correct.
opposite from the direction I need to go.
Basically, yes. To answer.
This direction does have the nasty thing that it's kind of vaguely in the direction of the castle.
No, actually, this isn't in the direction. Well, I mean, see, the direction of the castle would be somewhat
It
this
would be
direction,
northwest.
northwest-ish.
Yeah, but wouldn't they then need to go through the town?
Yes, they would. So
Yeah,
if your theory of going around the town, then also if
yeah,
avoiding the bridge and the road, then it would be around this way. Yes.
yeah.
I mean, straight up east this way would mostly be just swamp area. And
Yeah.
eventually you would get to the river. But to get back to Septimus, you would wager it would take about, well, if you're going really fast, maybe somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes to get there.
5 and 10.
But keep in mind, if you're planning on meeting up back at the edge of the forest, if you do travel down the road and they travel down just the wilderness, you will be faster.
In that case, you know what? I'll risk it.
All right, so you make it. Okay, so you run back in. You see some fires. You see some men actually working to get rid of it. You see that orc guy you saw before also helping out. You come to a middle square where you saw Balraf's shop. You see that big fellow actually fighting off some zombies to the main gate of the city. You already see a lot of zombie corpses as well. And it seems there's only a few more stragglers about that Jeffrey's men are taking care of. And of course, there is the bar, which was the destination, I believe. The bar, by the way, is in tip-top shape, really. You look around yourself, there's a lot of other buildings that are not exactly in great shape, but the bar seems barely hit by all of this.
Surprise.
I say barely, not at all.
Well, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try to open the door.
All right.
Open, like, knock, try to open it.
I mean, the door is, in fact, not close, but if you're looking for Gina, you do not even need to go inside because Gina is sitting outside on a table in front of the tavern. And she is surrounded by two other women who are just happily chatting away. It's kind of odd to see amidst all this chaos.
Well, he's gonna look at her very surprised.
She,
Gina, what are you doing out here? You should be inside.
huh? Oh, it's yes, Septimus. That's the guy I was talking about. And the other two women, yes, hello.
Pleasure to meet you. Can I speak to you?
Yes, he can. What do you want?
Would it be alright if it was in private? No respect to you, ladies. No disrespect to you, ladies.
I suppose so. Sorry. These are my sisters. There's nothing you need to hide from them. But if you insist it's not in the open street, we can go inside.
Thank you.
The other sisters also do stand up, and they all head inside. The door is opened. You can follow them. And Gina sits down at a table. The other two sisters actually do go into, like, closer to the fireplace on the table, but it is very obvious that they're glancing back at you, just wondering, like, what this is about. You're pretty certain that, if at all possible, they will try to eavesdrop on the conversation. But they at least try to pretend to give you privacy.
Okay. Well, he's gonna lean in and he's gonna whisper and say, I'm really sorry to bother you this late. I
Oh, it's no problem. It's very hard to sleep with all the commotion.
imagine it is. I just heard something and I was wondering, my curious streak is gonna be the death of me. I was just wondering if you could tell me something about someone whose name I heard.
Well, it depends. Can you tell me something interesting that I don't already know? Information for information, you know?
I think you're putting too much faith in me. I've only been here, 1, 2 days. What could I possibly know?
I don't know. But you do seem to have a lot of questions, and, well, nothing is free.
I will, of course, compensate you for the information you give me, but I can only pay the gold price at the moment.
I'm sorry to say that gold is no interest for us. She seems to be glancing at the other two women in the background. So, if you would like to know something, I'm afraid you will have to pay with information as well. It doesn't have to be anything big necessarily. Well, it does depend on what you're asking as well, but you know, anything, like even just any rumor you've heard, or maybe something about your companions or yourself.
Myself?
Yes.
I suppose I can tell you something about myself. I
Don't tell me what your favorite color is. That sort of information is of no use to me.
I don't really. I'm not really one for colors. I don't know how to phrase this, but I have a very deep hate, disgust, and fear of birds.
Hmm. Yes, one would think so.
Why?
Anyway, sorry, what is it that you wanted to know?
I heard a name, someone called the Lord of Ravens or King of Ravens.
Well,
And, well, I was wondering if you could tell me where he lives so I could go the other direction.
well, hmm. I suppose it's not all. Well, it's kind of hard to tell you exactly. Um, as you can imagine, that is, I mean, probably you know, but it is a. He's kind of like, well, he's in charge of his flock. And from what I've heard, there's been some problems, some territorial wars going on about that. So I'm not completely sure where he is just about now, but I can tell you where I believe he was. Um, in fact, he might still be there. Or maybe not. But I believe he was to the west of the Lake Baratok.
I see. Well, make sure to stay clear of that place.
Up high.
Um,
Apparently there's some sort of cave system that they, well, gather in. Not sure if it's still used, of course.
I see. And is it true? Does he ride on a huge black bird that hides the whole moon?
Huh?
Is it true that he rides on a huge black bird that hides the moon?
He rides on a big black bird that rides the moon. That's a new one to me. I can see that as a rumor existing, yes, but I don't think that's true. I'm by no means a specialist on the matter. Perhaps he does, but not that I would know.
When you mean flock, you mean this city?
Hmm?
He owns it? When you said he owns this flock, he's in charge of this flock, you mean this city?
Well, I meant his followers. She seems to she seems to be trying to find out something. She seems to be studying your face as she says this. She tries to scan for a reaction in you. Do you want to try and hide any reactions or anything,
Of
or
course, stay as emotionless as possible.
roll deception in that case?
Okay. 13.
She seems to look at you, and in her old woman's eyes seem to glance up as she seems to believe to have found what she was searching for. Well, I'm sure you already know all that.
You seem to have a lot of faith in my information gathering skills.
You could say that.
I
Or,
appreciate the compliment, but unfortunately, you're very much mistaken.
or you could say that I did a bit of research into your name.
There's a big history of my name in Barovia. I did ask you if it's a popular name, and you did tell me there's someone here who shares it.
There's no need to hide your true identity. I already know who you are. It's not very likely that two people with such an odd name would exist. You're quite the wanted character, you know.
Listen, Gina, I told you I'm new here. I'm not the person that you think that I am. I'm trying to find him so that I can turn him over to the authorities, so that I will be looked upon with a more, you know,
Good point.
in a better way.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you have a point. If you were the Septimus that we're thinking of, you would probably not just go about calling yourself Septimus. I suppose there's reason in that. Hmm. Still, it is quite an odd coincidence.
Stranger
You
things
can't
have
call it
happened.
that. In any case, was there anything else?
Uh, no, just
Where is it that you come from anyway? Where did you get that name?
my parents, actually.
Where did you live?
I've told you, I live in Sandren.
Sunbury. Yes, okay.
Is there anything else that you can tell me about this Lord of Ravens and his pets, for lack of a better word?
Well, other than the fact that he is dangerous, I'm not quite sure what else to tell you about him. Well, there's also the fact that he isn't wary, but I'm quite sure you already knew that. Roll deception to try and make a convincing surprise.
Okay. Yeah, no.
You basically go, what? I had no idea.
I guess I've heard about these creatures in books. I didn't think they existed. Anyhow, thank you for everything.
No
I'll
need
be
to
going.
thank me. Safe travels.
I'm not going anywhere for the time being.
Oh,
I wish I was, but I need to figure out what's going on here first before I can venture out.
I see. Well, feel free to stay here at any time.
Thank you. He's gonna turn to the two women. Ladies, it was
The,
very
the
nice.
moment you look at them, they immediately pretend to be very busy with something else.
It was a pleasure to meet you. And he's gonna nod to them, he's gonna nod to Gina, and he'll leave.
All right. Cut back to Saban and Rika. What are you two doing?
I
Rika's
wonder how they
digging.
got the body outside. Did they take the blockade off, or did they carry it over it, or did they go through the front window?
I mean, we would have probably taken the blockade off the back door to get the coffin out.
Okay, well, Saban would have noticed that, so come to the backyard and look at the burial and offer to help and say that we need to hurry up.
Okay. So,
Rose is somewhere south, east, I mean.
you do the burial. You dig a grave and you put the casket in, I believe.
Yeah.
And then you close it off. Irene stands there for a moment, having her hands folded, looking a bit down.
Yeah, Saban unfortunately doesn't have time for silence, so he's gonna ask Rika. Where's Septimus?
He went into town to get some information, apparently. He said he'd meet up with us at the forest, or if it's too late for that, he'd meet us somewhere around the road. Well, somewhere on the road.
Well, if he can track himself there, then I guess you can see in the dark, can't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Rose disappeared.
Hmm.
Something took her off from the roof. And I think headed east, but I can't make out the tracks.
Well, I'm not a very good tracker.
I can help you tell you what to look for, but I need your eyesight.
Okay. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
Question. Can I use perception instead?
Perception
survival.
instead of survival, you mean?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay. I guess.
I'm already regretting that one time where I allowed you to use acrobatics instead of athletics.
Yes.
You could use investigation instead if you wanted. Though I suppose both are wisdom based. So.
No, investigation.
Investigation is
Oh,
intelligence.
intelligence, right.
And I have higher wisdom than I have intelligence.
All right, go ahead, survival.
Yeah,
So you're basically
uh,
looking if you
advantage
can. Hmm?
does Saban give you advantage or
Can Saban see in the dark?
not in the dark? But is it dark here or
Well, I
like
thought the reason you were getting her is so she could see, beyond also the cone that is lit up with the torches.
maybe we pick up the tracks? But
Well, okay, in
I
that
basically
case,
trust that she has a sharper eyesight. I'm basically guiding her what to look for, not exactly being like, ah, yes, look at this.
I'm gonna have to say no because you've already spent so much time staring at these tracks that you helping her would actually be counterproductive.
I mean, I'm not helping. I'm helping with the theory on tracking.
No, I'm gonna have to say no to that.
Theoretical tracking is very different from
Like you already rolled 2 survival
practical.
lines. Like anything more I give you is just complete and utter. Just that is
And I
just
wouldn't roll. I just meant if Rika has advantage for
no,
helping.
no. She doesn't. She doesn't.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's see what. Oh.
Okay, best roll so far. Okay, um, Rika. Hang on.
Yes.
Are you guys still on that map? Yes, you are. Sorry. I moved at some point over to the map. So, right. Specifically, what are you looking for? Give me an idea.
Zaban would look for tracks that lead out from where the whistle was found.
Okay.
That would lead, away from the house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So, first of all, what you notice is there is one thing you immediately notice is that it is simple to differentiate between some of the different steps. It's harder when they're all nearby together, but not that many different beings came from the east. So you can immediately deduce the difference between the wolf, humanoids like zombies, and skeletons who are not wearing any shoes, so it's kind of easy to tell their bony little feet. So you can already determine what is a skeleton and what is, well, one of those wolf things. Both of which a few came from out of this direction. There is also 2 pairs of humanoids that came from this direction, as well as one additional skeleton that you have no recollection of ever fighting. You do not recollect a skeleton coming from this direction. As for anything else, you are now increasingly certain that there is no steps that were taken to flee into this direction or this direction that were human anything else than skeleton. The only thing that has fled away from this scenario are skeletons. More interestingly, the place where you found the whistle, surrounding it there's no steps. So most likely it fell off and that's it. It doesn't appear like anyone went down this way or jumped down the road. You would have found some sort of imprints. So most likely what must have happened is either they flew away or they're still in the house. There is one third option, which is that hypothetically it well, you think about it, but it doesn't really make sense because, again, you saw the skeletons that were running away. Like, all of the steps are accounted for, so it's unlikely a skeleton dragged her away either.
Yeah. Gonna need to look through the house once more. If I don't find her inside of it, we need to leave and fast. Whether Septimus is here or not. It's gonna track us down then.
It seems that Irene seems to have finished with the burial. She has spoken a few While you were busy searching, she has spoken a few things about her father, praising him to be, well, a good father, a great burgomaster, putting the lives of everyone in town above everyone else. And you haven't really paid too much attention to it. You were kind of focused on doing something else, but it seems to be heartwarming and something.
Yeah.
But she seems to
So
be
now-
finished with this.
Yeah. Zaban is gonna shout out to her to pick anything she thinks she might need for long travel, and then climb back up onto the roof, get inside from the window, and start going through the house.
All right. Um,
Also, while inside the house, I will take a look at the vampire wards that are supposed to give those things away.
right. There's garlic. There is some religious signs. Um, garlic religious signs. There's that one sign out in front of the house.
Yeah.
That is about it.
Yeah. Find nothing else inside the house.
Uh, roll me investigation.
Is Rika helping with me, or
Sure, yeah.
With advantage.
so now I roll 2 nat ones.
Okay. We're solving this mystery. Took a while.
Apparently so.
As you basically start investigating the house again, immediately what you do notice is when you go through the window back into the house is that there's shots. Somebody is breaking through the window on the opposing end. And now that you're looking about, Rika is also there helping you with this. There are clear signs of struggle. You're not completely sure what exactly happened, but there's clearly some scratches around the floorboards, possibly by a sword or a similar weapon that could leave such an indent. Who knows? It's been unclear. But whatever happened here, it definitely was able to come inside. It laid a bit of destruction around, and judging by some of the things, it also broke some of the glass as it went outside again. As the glass is also there's also some shards outside, though the majority is inside, meaning that presumably glass was first broken to get inside.
Yeah. And it has left afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Well, it looks like it.
Please don't make Strahd was stupid enough to just say, "There is a small young girl in the building. Bring her to me."
Bring me the girl! Your lordship, we have the girl!
Fuck.
That's the wrong one. But you said there would only be one girl in the house.
Just start being, just saying, you fucking idiots. I told you to get the girl, not the child.
Like, where did you even find this one?
Who is she?
It doesn't make sense. Who are you?
Do you think I brought you back to bring some child here?
Do you seriously believe God. Incompetence. First you killed that peasant's horse, donkey, whatever, and now this.
I can't believe you. I can't believe you.
Yeah. So with that possibility, Zaban is gonna rush Rika and Irene to join him as we venture to the main road, because there's a chance that Rose is being dragged off to the goddamn black cart near the bridge.
Ooh.
So bring your Irene to the place where Strahd wanted her to go.
We still need to go through the same road to get to Valakia, so
True.
it doesn't really make a difference.
And it
Okay,
isn't
so
just Valakia and not Valakia.
excellent. So you're starting on your way back into town.
Yeah.
Okay, good. With Irene, of course.
back in the town, or if possible, like on what side of the town is the? It's on the southern side of the town. Yeah.
What?
The burgomaster's house compared to the main road.
No. It is to the east.
Oh, but
No,
the city is
not
on the
east,
north.
not east. South.
Yeah,
Sorry, south.
south,
I'm just,
exactly.
I'm so confused because we turned it upside around.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Yeah. So if we're going to the direction of Valaki, we'd need to go west.
Yes.
Before you go, what happened to the campaign of misinformation of Irene leaving a message that she's gonna go into the woods to kill herself to throw him off her trail?
I don't think no one ever told Saban about that, so
Yeah, to be honest, I think that was mostly something you discussed out of character.
No, we were discussing it with the burgomaster.
Oh yeah, with the burgomaster, right? Well,
And
you guys.
Saban was at the door.
Saban was
Rika
at the
was
door.
Oh yeah,
so
right.
I guess it would be Rika who would most likely remember that. Saban was playing around with Rose. So
Right. So Rika's gonna run back to the house.
Okay.
She's gonna find any kind of empty journal,
Yeah.
and she's gonna write a like fuck. It should be Irene who writes this.
She writes,
Yeah.
"Fuck."
fuck. I should have asked Irene to do this.
Oh shit!
Anyway, I will
Why
go
am I
kill
writing
myself
this?
because
Why
I
am I
am
writing my
Irene.
inner here?
Ah, fuck.
God, I always write down my inner thoughts when I'm stressed. Oh God, oh God, oh God.
Okay, so running back to Irene with a pen and ink, telling her
Write a
exactly what to
suicide
write down. A suicide note
What?
to Strahd, and anyone else who reads it.
Oh. Okay.
Like Jeffries wasn't there. That might be bad.
Yeah. Okay. What should I be writing?
Write something about how you went into the woods to kill yourself. Something to throw Strahd off of your trail.
Right. Okay. Dearest asshole. Thank you for murdering my father and attacking my village, town. Screw you. I will never become your wife, or whatever you want me to be. I am going to go into the forest and hang myself. Yours sincerely. No, not sincerely. Yours.
Yours never.
Yes, good one. Yours never, Irene Kolyana. Will that do?
Yes, that should probably do. Runs back to the house. Wait, no. Before she runs back, is there any way Jeffries would know that this isn't,
I mean,
Worst case
Was
scenario,
Jeffries-
you're about to meet his men and they'll tell you afterwards. Also, he was there during that conversation, I'm very sure.
Okay. Then I'll just go and leave it in the house. On a table, I'll put in the middle of the room, have it open. Make it obvious.
You make an effort to put the little table into the middle of the room. Put it there, open page.
Rika, remember, the windows are cracked, the doors are opened. Leave a paperweight on it so it doesn't fly
Oh,
away.
yeah. Is there any candles?
Yes.
Okay, like a candelabra kind of thing.
No, not that fancy.
Okay, so I'll take like 2 or 3 candles and just have them like close by, so that if anyone wants to read it, there's light, and I'll light them with prestidigitation, and then I'll leave.
Okay. Okay, you guys are leaving back into town. Meanwhile, we're going. You guys are a bit in the future. We're going to catch up back with Septimus again. Septimus, how good Septimus. So you exit the bar. it seems things have started to calm down. Most of the fires are out now. You do not see any active zombies anymore. Some of the people around are cleaning the weapons. Some are dragging away the corpses of the zombies. And things seem to generally calm down. There's still a few, well, a little. It still looks quite devastated, the place, and you can hear some sobs in the distance. And yeah. But otherwise, things seem to have calmed down, aside from the sobs and the bodies lying about. I would like to say that all of them are zombies, but not all of them are zombies. The corpses, I mean. And yes, amidst all that, you see an old woman with a cart, just leisurely going about, going from door to door, knocking, see if anybody opens, go to the next door, knock, wait, go to the next door, knock, wait. Oh, somebody actually opens. She talks with them a little bit, and then hands her something out of the cart. It appears to be a pie. How lovely. And so she goes on. Then she approaches you. Hello, dearie. Would you like a pie?
Thank you, ma'am. I can't accept. I'm on a hurry.
Oh, don't worry. It's a dream pie. You know what? I've never seen you around here before. I'll give you one for free. Do you want a pie?
I don't want to inconvenience you or burden you,
It's no
madam.
inconvenience at all. Honestly, most likely some of these pies will go to waste.
I'll only accept if you allow me to pay you.
Oh, well, if you insist, yes. But I will give you a price reduction. Only 1 gold.
That's a bit stiff for a pie, wouldn't you think?
Ah, but it is not a normal pie, it's a dream pie.
If anything, does it stifle dreams? I don't want to have any nightmares after
No,
this.
no. It's Rex. Yes, first customer. Okay. So basically, they're like when you eat them, you can go into a meditative stance of sorts, into a trance, and you can forget about all your worries and just sort of have a nice dream. So it's kind of like drinking, except without a hangover or anything like that.
Are they popular?
Oh yes. Quite a few people here do get them, if they can afford them. I can't give them out completely for free to everyone. I would go completely, you know.
This is a strange time to be going around selling pies, don't you
Oh,
think?
more so now than ever. They probably need them, especially in times of despair. It's important for them to have something to keep their spirits up high.
I suppose you're right. I'll take one.
There you go, dearie. She gives you one of the pies out of the cart.
Septimus is gonna hand her a gold coin.
Thank you. She puts it into a nearby little pouch. Oh, well then, I'll see you around, dearie. And she carries on, her cart's wheel just hopping over one of the undead corpses as she goes on to the next building.
Goodbye, madam.
And she repeats the process.
Okay, what does this thing look like?
What is thing? The pie.
Yes.
It looks like a pie.
Yeah, but does it look like it has strawberries, fruit,
No,
chocolate?
it looks just like a normal covered pie. To find out what's in it, you would have to, well, open it up or like put a slice in it.
Does it smell good?
Oh, roll me perception.
11?
It smells kind of nice. It smells like a little bit like herbs, different herbs, something a bit exotic. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm too stressed to eat this thing now. I'm just gonna put it in my pocket and I don't know, maybe give it to Irene. She'll
No,
probably be
don't
hungry.
do this. You can't do this to us. Please, I beg of you. You hear in the distance a man shouting.
I'm turning around. What the hell's going on?
He seems to be pleading with the old woman from which you gotten the pie. Please, listen, I can get you the money. Just, I need a little bit more time. No, no, no. You know the rules. If you can't pay back, then we will have to take what is ours. Please, you can't do this. Just have a little bit of mercy. I'll just need a few more weeks. I can already give you half of it. No, 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 no. You knew what the deal was from the very get-go. I will not settle for anything else. Please. No, 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 now. And she basically enters the building, and you don't see them. You hear a little bit more shouting, like pleading.
I will take the pie out of my pocket, throw it on the floor, and step on it.
You do this as a sign of solidarity. Sadly, neither the man nor the woman was there to witness it. But you feel definitely a lot better.
And I'm
As you've
running.
also stepped on it, you now see what appears to be the inside of the pie,
Okay.
as it is sort of mushy now. And it is it's vaguely brownish.
What the fuck is this pie? Brown, but herbs, and not chocolate.
It's
Meat
vaguely
pie?
brownish. I mean, would you like to roll perception?
I would actually. What the hell is this thing?
Okay, I'll give you another perception because now you're not just smelling it, but actually looking at it.
Would a 14
All
do
right.
better?
Now that you look closer at it, yeah, meat pie does seem to be the closest to it. It still does smell a little bit herby. You think that maybe there's a few things in there, like some medicinal herbs, maybe some mushrooms, but like the main ingredient does, at the end of the day, appears to be meat.
I wish I had time to go back into that man's house and kill the old woman because clearly she's a con artist of some kind.
No need, because at this point the woman is coming out of the house, holding a
Good. Oh,
bag.
bag?
A bag, more
How big?
well,
How big?
a Christmas size bag, like Santa Claus bag.
Is it child-sized?
You could say that if you wanted, or dwarf sized, or just very large dog sized. And also the whatever's in the bag seems to be struggling a bit. And yes, the man who seems to be living in that area is now also accompanied by a wife who is crying, "Please, no, come on, please!" And they keep on pleading, and the woman does not seem to be disturbed. I mean, the old woman does not seem to be disturbed by this at all. And she's taking the sack, binds it to her cart, waves goodbye to the couple, and carries on like nothing ever happened. The sack still struggles a bit, like whatever, like a bag of cats basically jumping about. Oh, it's by the way at this point that you two also arrive back in town, and you see Septimus basically standing there, just like staring off into the distance. You're muted, Chris.
Septimus, are you alright?
You see a
That
pie
woman
next
with
to
the
him on the
car.
ground.
That woman with the card, she sold me a pie. She called it a dream pie, and then she went into that man's house and he was pleading with her not to, and then she came out with a bag that was moving. I don't think she took gold.
No.
You can still all see the woman. She's not like escaping or anything. She's just leisurely walking from house to house.
Yeah, can we see the bag?
Oh yes, you can. It's
Are there lots of bags?
oh no, so far only one.
I'm
I mean, there
gonna
is other bags, but only one is filled. Let's say.
I'm gonna jog up to the cart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Hello.
gonna
Oh,
follow.
hello, dearie. Can I interest you in a dream pie?
No, thank you. I just had a question.
Hmm?
How much for a pie?
Oh, the pies cost 2 gold
2 gold.
a
All right.
piece. Well, not a piece, a pie per pie.
What's in the pies? It's just I have some allergy. I have some things that I don't take too well to. So I just
Right. Well, what are you allergic to?
well, it's not that I'm allergic. There are just some things that don't really mesh well with my system. It's just
Like what?
if you could just tell me what's in it, that'd be easier.
Oh, well, different herbs, and lots of love, of course, and, different stuff.
All right. What's the name of it?
Obviously, I can't share the secret recipe with you, because if I did, everyone would be making these pies, and, well.
Well, I did see Septimus here. He apparently bought one of the pies. I did kind of see what was in it. It seemed some kind of meat, maybe?
Oh, yeah, it can give the appearance of meat. Actually, it is more mushroom-based.
Hmm. So now my next question is, what's with the bag?
The bag. Oh, well, this bag here is basically to keep my coinage in that I make during my travels.
No, well, not yeah. That's a bag, but the other bags, the bags on the side of the cart. What's up?
Oh, those bags. Oh, right, yes. Those are the bags in which I keep the children.
Ah, and why do you have bags for children?
Well, I need to
If I may
transport them somehow, and I can't put them on the car because that's where the top pies are at.
Why do you take the children?
Well, I take them away from people who cannot take proper care of their children, and I bring them to an orphanage.
Died.
Rika has the biggest fucking expression of bullshit. Right. But if you take
Saban,
them
roll
to an
inside.
orphanage, why do you have them in a bag?
How else would I be transporting them then?
Well, they could be walking beside the cart.
No, it's a far travel from here to the next orphanage. Besides, it's far too dangerous for them to be alone walking. I've learned that few of them are willing to actually go there willingly.
Right. Yeah, I want to roll inside on this.
By the way, just to be clear, as you basically got there, Irene has made the conscious decisions to not follow you there to this woman. So, by the way, where's she's hanging out with Saban, rather.
Yeah, I want to do some insight on this bitch.
Okay, Saban, you are a little bit too far away to tell if she is lying or not.
Right.
But Rika, feel free to roll inside. What are you specifically rolling inside on? What are you trying to figure out here?
Everything.
How, like, how much if she's telling the truth about what she's doing?
About what
Two,
specifically?
the children, specifically the children.
Uh,
Because I'm not afraid to kill a bitch.
what are you specifically questioning? Like the fact that she has children in bags?
The fact that she takes them to orphanages, which is already kind of bullshit.
She seems to actually, she is very relaxed in the way she tells you things, but somehow you just have that odd feeling in the like she seems very relaxed in what she's telling you. Like she's really used to getting these sort of questions, and she's always answered it like that. It's basically nothing special for her. She's been used to it by now. And she does seem really good at it. Like it's not necessarily she's not lying per se. It's not like she's making a conscious effort to try and dish up the bullshit. Rather, it is something like she's already has these answers, and she basically just channeled them into herself. So in that regard, there's no obvious effort in her that seems to be from lying. But somehow you can't help but feel you can't help this uneasy feeling. You don't quite know where to put it. You can't quite put your finger on it. But somehow you kind of doubt the idea of this woman putting children into bags and bringing them to orphanages.
Oh yeah,
This is something a little bit odd about this. You can't put your finger on it quite, but if you didn't know any better, you would say that this woman might not be telling that she might not be completely sincere. You're not sure, but there's a chance, just a little chance, that she might not be true.
Stop being sarcastic, Daniel.
Yes, you get the feeling she's lying. To put a long story short, Saban, you ask Irene. Basically, back to Saban. You ask Irene.
What's the deal with the hag?
She that's Morgantha. She comes around here and she sells these pies to people. She also is kind of like a loan shark. So she basically lends people money, and when they then inevitably can't pay her back, she takes her children.
How does she profit off of them?
Of the children?
Why would she take them?
Well, she sells the children.
There's a child market in Barovia?
Well, she calls it orphanage, but well,
So who exactly would be buying the kids?
um, different people who want kids. In the best case scenario, people who want to adopt a kid. Worst case scenario, well, I don't even want to think about it.
What kind of a card does she have?
Just a pretty standard car. It's not exactly for people transport. It is more like for wares. So it has a few shelves and places and hooks and
But
cranes.
it's like a horse drawn.
Yeah, but she doesn't have a horse. She draws it herself.
Okay. How many wheels does it have?
It has two.
And is she on one side of the cart?
Yes.
How much clearance does the cart have?
Clearance? You mean like how wide it is?
No, clearance like from the ground to the bottom of the cart.
Oh, I would say about 2.5 feet. Anyway, back to Septimus and Rika.
I'm gonna sneak while Septimus and Rika are keeping the hag busy. And tell Irene to hang back, and I will go and sabotage the wheel. See if I can just take off the bolt.
Okay, so we'll get back to you. You two, what are you currently doing as you're talking with this lovely old woman who clearly is only innocent?
Being very thorough in asking where the fuck she's taking the children.
I've told you, I'm bringing them to the orphanage.
Right. But what are you really doing?
What would I really be doing with them? What do you expect me to do with them? Do you think I eat them?
Well, I was just thinking it's funny that you have some kind of meat mushroom based pie and you take
No,
children.
no meat, just mushroom. We take a good pride into that. That way we take care of the vegetarian niche.
All right. Okay, but fine. But why exactly do you take the children?
Well, because clearly the parents can't take proper care of them and they need to be within a proper living situation. Oh, dearie, I see. Did you eat the pie? They're quite lovely, aren't they? She talks to Septimus. I think Liam might be frozen. Can you guys hear her?
Yeah, I think Chocolat might be frozen.
Anyway, Rika.
Right. But how do you determine who's not rightful to take care of their children? How do you
Oh,
determine that?
it's the sort of people who just, cannot really afford to take care of their children. The sort of people that either, they gotten robbed with the wrong crowd, they're homeless, or perhaps they have a failing business, they don't have enough money to take properly care of their children. It's those things we mostly look at. Why do you ask? Why are you so interested?
Well, I just, you know, I like children. And
Of course, I do too. That's why it's so important to me to put them into better homes.
right. But yeah, I very much like children, and I'd hate for anything, for children to get hurt in
Absolutely,
any way.
absolutely. That is why we're taking them away from these neglectful parents.
Right. But it just occurs to me that it while the parents may not be able to pay you off, and
We're
I'm
not
saying
neglectful, you stupid witch! You hear one of the parents shouting out a window.
as I said,
Hmm.
I'll be able to pay you off. That does not necessarily mean they can't properly take care of a child.
If they cannot afford to pay off their debts, how can they afford the basic needs such as food or other things a child might need to grow properly up in a good environment? Education,
Right,
toys.
right. But really, if they're trying to pay off your debt, wouldn't that make it that much harder to, you know, actually feed the family?
Of
So
course.
by having a very high interest payment debt to you, you are the reason they can't take care of
What
the
are you
child.
implying?
I'm implying that you have very nefarious reasons, very nefarious goals, and that you may not be taking the best interest in the children.
Dearie. She like touches you on the shoulder and pats you. No,
She pushes off. She do not.
right. Dearie, I feel like you seem to be under a lot of stress. Do you want to have a dream pie?
No, I wouldn't like to have a dream pie.
Don't worry about all these things. You seem to be getting a bit paranoid. Nobody wants any harm to these children, and least of them do I want to cause harm to them.
Right. So you take them to an orphanage, right?
Yes, dearie. I've taken them to an orphanage.
Right.
The
But
best one in Barovia.
what
So,
happens to them at the orphanage?
well, they live there for a while, and in the ideal case, somebody adopts them. Though it doesn't
Right.
always happen.
But what happens if they don't get adopted?
Well, in that case, they live there.
Yeah. Right. So if they don't get adopted, they live there until they die.
Well,
Or
no, of course not. At a certain age, when they're capable to take care of themselves, or
you throw them to the wolves.
hang on, mate. Can you still hear me? Because my picture seems to be
We can still
frozen.
hear you.
We
but
can
your
still
camera
hear
is
you,
frozen.
but you're
Perfect frame to be frozen on as well. No, of course not, of course not. But when they so choose, they are always, well, not always, but at a certain age, they're free to leave as they please, if they do feel confident in their own ability to make their own bread.
Hmm. Right. Well, yeah, it's just funny because we had a child that we were taking care of, and she suddenly disappeared, and
Oh, what a
I
tragic
wonder where she went.
event.
I do wonder where she went,
You
and
lo- so
it
what?
just so happens that you are around.
So what you're saying is that you didn't pay attention to your child and you lost it. That doesn't exactly make you look well in the light, does it?
Oh, so you're telling me I can't take care of a child?
Well, I can't help but notice that you had a child, but now you don't have one anymore.
Right. And if I'm in a life or death situation and they were actually in a safe place, but then they weren't, that seems kind of suspicious, right?
Was it really such a safe place if they weren't there anymore?
Oh, I'm quite sure that it was a safe place where no one could have gotten them. Because we checked the area and there was no way. And as far as I know, there weren't any flying enemies who could take them. So
Flying
I
enemies, oh
do
my.
wonder. I do wonder who could have taken them.
Do-
Maybe.
Are you certain the child didn't just, well, I don't want to, you know what, I'll just be quiet. It is not my position to judge. Oh, wait.
Oh, are you trying to insinuate that the child ran away?
Well, I mean, I'm certain that, yes,
Right. So
yes,
you're saying our child can fly? Is that it?
I
And that
suppose
they
not, but are you
that they left
certain? Are you
that they
certain?
left in a struggle because that's what happened.
Oh, well, are you certain they just, I don't know, didn't just hid in the cupboards? I know a lot of children who hide in the cupboards. Sometimes
Oh,
parents never think to look there.
I'm very certain that they're not in the cupboards.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. You have my sympathies, Derek.
Right.
Oh, if you're worried, I can assure you that this child isn't yours. At least, probably
No,
not.
no, no, no. I think I can be pretty sure that they're not our child. But I do wonder.
My baby boy! In the background. Carry on.
How do you adopt a child from you?
Oh, well, it's really rather simple. You just have to come to us, answer some questions, and, fill out some forms. And then you pay us a certain amount of sum to prove that you're capable of feeding and caring for them, and we let you have it.
Yes. How big is the sum?
Oh, well. Sorry, I just looked in the comments. Oh, well, it would be sort of trails off as
Which
she was looking
side of the card is the child bag on?
towards the buildings.
So on the side of the hag, or
Uh, yes. Oh, yeah, absolutely. It is on the side of the hag, yes. It's like within grabbing distance of her.
what would I roll to basically cover the bag with my cloak to then cut it open? What role would it be?
Sneakily, or I don't know.
Well, basically, yeah, cover the bag with my cloak so the hag wouldn't find out.
She will see you cover the back with your cloak, and I don't think there's any way in which you can make that unsubtly. Like, it's pretty clear what you're trying to do if you specifically walk over to the, like, you would have to interpose yourself in between the I mean, did I say hag? Or the woman and the card, and purposefully put your cloak in between her and the bag to even get that far. At which point it is very clear about what you're trying to do.
Okay.
I also remember you wanted to sabotage the card. You still want to try that? She is certainly At least she's certainly currently in a good talk, so as long as you are not within her eyesight, you should be able to do such thing if you want to try.
Yeah. What kind of a attachment is the wheel?
I have no idea. Wheel.
Yeah, it's like a. How is it attached to the cart?
With a stick.
An axle.
Yes!
Is it cross pinned?
Sure. Why not?
Is it like the axle? Does it have a bolt on it, or is it just a wheel through a stick kind of axle? Or
Yeah, wheeled through stick.
so, I don't think this really wants to do like that. Biggest thing would be to cut off the tip, so it would roll off of easier off from the cart.
Rick, is there anything you want to say? Well, Saban's currently.
Yeah, I think Saban is gonna go do that. Chocolat is back on roll 20 at least.
Okay, so.
Yeah, Saban is gonna go to other side of the cart and position himself between the bag with the child and the hag.
Hey, what are you doing? Those are my dream pies. She backs up defensively, not letting you. Are you going to steal from an old woman?
Saban would have his back towards the bag and face the hag.
Oh, yeah, no, she didn't let that happen. She basically backed up towards the bag before you intercepted and got in between them.
No, is there something important?
Well, that is my property.
Just gonna lean on it and ask about the price for the pies.
Oh, yes, 2 gold for each pie.
Well, as you can tell from my gear, that's not exactly something that I think of right now.
Oh, I'm sorry if the current situation is a bit rough for you.
Plus, I'm saving up for adoption, so.
Oh, that's lovely. Would you like a child right now? I do happen to have one with me.
I guess it depends on the fees.
Well, the usual fees for adopting a child, but such a well-behaved one as well. It's a really good one.
Right. That brings me back to my question. What is the fee?
Oh, great.
Exactly.
This again. Yes, the fee.
Right. You didn't quite tell me, and I do wonder.
Oh, it's just a very measly sum of 500 gold. But don't worry, you can also pay it off in rates. It doesn't have to be paid off all at once.
Rates. Is there any interest on the back paying rates?
Well, it completely depends. If you hold yourself to the timeline that we make out, then there will be nothing to mention, really.
Well, the bank looks to be shifting quite a lot for a well-behaved kid. Sure you're being honest with me here?
Of course I'm honest with you. Why would I be lying to you? I would gain nothing out of it.
Well, except get rid of a badly behaving kid.
What? No, we don't have any badly behaving kids. They're all very sweet little diddles.
Well, I just can't help but wonder the reason you stepped in between was to stop it from kicking me before I could even bring up the subject.
Oh, no, it's just that, I felt a little bit protective towards my wares, and you two have been Well, you three have been cornering me quite a bit about this. I'm sorry to say I don't want to insult you, but I'm starting to get the impression that you're trying to mug me.
Mug you? No, 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 no.
Don't worry, if I were to mug you, I'd already done.
But did you just call the child your wares?
Ah,
That doesn't seem like.
no, I wasn't meaning, of course, my pies.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if it's well looked after child if I get one from you.
Sorry?
Not sure with that kind of language how well looked after a child would be if I got it from you.
What, the pie?
No, the child.
What about it?
Talking like that.
Wait, what about the child? Oh, no, the
I'm
child.
referring into its wares.
Oh, no. I
Are
was,
you
of
a
course,
professional or not?
I was, of course, referring to the pies. And I assure you, I have been in this business for quite a few years. I know what I'm doing.
No. If you have a lot of sleep ups like that, maybe you've been there for too many years.
I suppose
Remember, age does not come alone.
perhaps you're right. Perhaps I should consider retiring. Yes, but who would then to deliver all these lovely pies to the people? Somebody has to do it.
I'm sure you could find someone who's willing to carry on your job.
Perhaps I could. Perhaps I could.
No. Anyways, it's what can you tell me about the kid besides being a well behaved? Is it a boy or a girl?
Oh, it's a boy.
How old?
It's a boy. He's about. He's 12. He's 12.
Very sloppy to not know the age of a kid you have.
Oh, normally these things just come as they go. We're just guessing by the way they look. Very often we just find children out in the wilderness, completely disowned by their parents. We can't always have the luxury of asking anybody how old they are specifically.
I did
This one does
fine
not
living
seem
in the
to be
wilderness.
deserted.
Well, no, but his parents do not seem to be capable of taking proper care of them. We totally are, you bitch!
Well, they know more about the kid than you do. But no, it's not really in my interest. I'm looking for a. Always wanted a daughter. I'm not sure how much of a father figure I would be to a boy.
Oh, a daughter. Well, I'm sorry to say I don't have any at hand now, and I'm not expecting to pick any up. But if you are interested in adopting a daughter, perhaps I could interest you in coming to our orphanage at some point.
Yeah, I could do that.
Well, in any case, it would be nice to have the location of your orphanage on a map. So
Oh, yeah, yes. Just
mark it down.
well, do you know where Velaki is? I
Yeah.
surely you do. Well, uh, mm. so. So the road from Valaki to Castle Ravenloft. As this travel alongside, well, not even from, well, if you go from Castle Ravenloft and you go all the way straight, then you'll be at Crossroads. Then take the Crossroads into the direction of Valaki, and eventually you'll come across the orphanage. It's hard to miss.
Hmm. I don't think we'll. I don't think I'll be heading in that direction anytime soon, but I'll keep it in mind.
Yes, that will be lovely. I'll tell everyone there that you might be coming. They'll prepare things for you.
Very well. Have there been any? I would. I'm sure it doesn't matter, but I would like one who's been in an orphanage for as little time as possible. Only thing is having a one child. So if they use a lot of people,
I see.
I feel like it would be a disservice to the child. So I'm wondering, are there any newly orphaned daughters you have, possible daughters you have?
Not that I know of, no. But then again, there's always, well, I'm not the only person there. Maybe when you come, there will be some new people there. I don't know. Maybe there will be some new children. But well, I mean, to be honest, it's already like a few days' travel away from here. So honestly, by the time you get there, they'll be at least 2 days old. But you'd be surprised how many children we get. So if you come by any chance, we can show you the newest girl, and perhaps it would pique your interest. Leah, you were saying something, or at least trying to.
I was, but I forgot. Just let me know when she starts trying to leave because I can't let her leave with that kicking back. I want to try to snag it when she tries to leave.
Okay. Currently they're still talking.
So she's distracted.
Yeah.
She is very close to the bag. She would probably notice if it were to suddenly be gone.
I'm not. I changed my mind. Why do I not have a single dagger?
I'm worried. I need stat
Of
sheets.
course. I'm gonna stab the kid.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
No, it's
What?
canon now.
No, I'm not rolling anything for that.
Okay.
Um,
And
I can't.
that's how we
But
take
I
the
was.
step into chaotic evil.
I mean, technically, aren't we saving it from a even possibly worse fate? You do an
Possibly,
evil
or we're
thing to
possibly,
stop.
yeah, or we're possibly keeping it from being adopted into a wealthy family.
Exactly.
I mean, that's something
I'm
that
gonna.
depends on how you see it. So you may actually be getting off with saying you're chaotic good.
I'm a hero.
No.
You can't buy all
Killing a
bones.
child.
You
I
stabbed the
I think we
child
can
to
justify
death.
killing a child under any
I
circumstances.
consider this
No,
mercy.
no.
No, listen. If there's a if there's a big chance of them getting sold off to some evil entity, wouldn't it be better to kill them?
Yeah, exactly. How big of a chance? Like, I think at best it would be chaotic neutral to kill the kid.
My
Maybe
idea
lawful evil.
was.
I think chaotic good would be stabbing this hag in the back.
What do you call a hag? That is quite
I can go along with that.
sensitive.
She
Okay,
has the personality of one. But yeah, chocolate.
my idea is what I would do if I had a dagger, which I don't, would be cut a tiny piece of the fabric with the knife and slip the knife inside.
Do you have any such knife?
I don't. I have a sword. And
And the thing is, she's very protective of that bag.
I got it. Wait, do I got it? Guys, I think maybe I got it. Who has a knife? Who has a dagger they don't care about?
I do. Oh, sorry.
Please, not you.
I do. I have a small knife. It's not a dagger. It's a small knife.
Whatever. If you're willing to give it up, how about I telepathy to you with message to give me the knife, and then I stealth cut the bag and put the knife inside? Because I mean, only if everyone's down. But I can't leave this kid alone.
Sure.
We don't get on her bad graces, but the kid has a chance to get the hell out.
I,
how much
I
she sees,
can-
considering she's standing next to the bag.
Maybe the
Yeah,
kid
so-
commits Sudoku.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's still a good deed of the day.
hey, if the child decides to commit suicide to get away from this, that's not our fault.
Yeah.
Okay. Should
We
I
can't
make
be
this
held
happen?
accountable for what the child does when we give them the knife.
That sounded so wrong.
Should I make this happen? I'll get you a new knife, I promise.
Sure.
Are you down?
Yeah.
Only if you're
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Question before that: is it stealth or sleight of hand?
Ooh, that is an interesting question. I'm gonna have to say that it is sleight of hand.
Do keep in mind.
Okay, I can make that happen.
I see typing. So,
I shot my message to her.
mhm.
Yeah. Rika, you know, has her knife in her belt. You know, brings it up behind her back.
Cesar is just going to pass behind Rika, pretending not to care, just changing the place where I'm standing casually.
You're standing behind Rika anyway, so.
Oh, cool. Excellent then.
Weren't
Then I
you?
will take the knife.
Sure you were.
I have no idea where I was.
All right. You're behind Rika.
Excellent.
Does Saban have any idea of this going on?
Oh, excellent, Saban. I also have use for him. Give me just 1 second. I have to find your code word.
Oh shit, we're actually using the code words.
Yes,
Of
we're actually
course.
using the code words.
I think you may have underestimated how seriously I take
I may have
this
underestimated your
cantrip.
commitment to this, yes.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just speak the message out loud here.
Ah, okay. All right. Again, he's going to cast message
Mm-hmm.
to Saban this time and say his code word, wind chime, and say, keep the hag's eyes peeled on you.
Do you have a lot of travel left with the cart?
Huh? Oh, yes, yes, yes. Sadly, yes, there's no other way around it. But what can you do?
Well, I must say I'm worried about the other side of the cart.
Hmm? How
But
so?
you haven't noticed, have you?
Have noticed what, dearie?
I guess it's just better to show you. I start walking to the other side of the cart.
All right. She follows.
Uh, like, if you look at the wheels on your car, there's no bolts or anything on it. There's a very big risk that wheels just are gonna fall off if you hit a bump. I'm sure with your age, it's gonna be really hard to lift up a whole cart.
One moment, dog arrived, but you have sufficiently distracted her enough for Septimus to go ahead.
Okay. Can I cast message one last time, this time towards the child, and say, Don't panic. We're trying to help you. I'll slide the knife in the bag
Okay.
one last time. And, just casually, I'm just going to be standing over there, kind of have focus half on Rika, half on, the hag and what she's doing.
Slow
But
down.
basically talking to Rika. Yeah. Uh, and yeah, crazy what happened. Are you feeling all right? Just pretend to have conversation. You
Yes,
need a
Vesper,
sliding
you
hand,
can, and I will treat this as Leah having advantage on her next roll.
please.
You successfully do cut it open and slip the knife in. You feel like the cut is sufficiently subtle that she will not notice. At least not unless she does a closer inspection.
Okay.
Ah, I
Can I
see.
guess? Never mind. Do your thing.
I see. I never really thought about that much. I've been using this card for the past 30 years. It never occurred to me that it could break. Well, I suppose that is something I should have thought about a bit more.
I
Maybe I'll.
must say you have been very lucky. It may seem like it's a bit of an investment to get proper smithed bolts to
Yes,
make
yes.
sure the wheels don't drop off, but
You seem to know a lot about this topic.
yes, I used to do it as a profession.
What a fascinating profession. I used to know a kid who was actually later became a smith, actually. They actually did quite well for themselves. Yes, yes, but Smith is such an odd, really job. Like you like take metal and then you make it into different shapes. It's so odd.
Yes, but it is satisfying to create something new, and with the example of bolts like these, it also gives you that knowledge that you made something more safe for
Ah, yeah,
others.
yes. I see. I think in a way it is similar to baking, then, like at least from the feeling, I suppose. Yes.
I suppose yes, you are doing a service to others, so yeah, it's definitely something. It's a bit similar with the two professions, and exactly like wouldn't one. First of all, I think cart repairs would get expensive, and with the produce you're carrying, the pies, if they get shaken around a lot, if the wheel falls off and
Yes, that
photographs,
would
you
be
may
quite
also lose the produce.
would
Yeah,
be quite unfortunate, especially for the pies. Oh, but I'm losing my head. I still need to keep going. Otherwise, I'll
yeah,
be late. Anyway,
yeah. Finish your job, but look into it. I highly recommend getting some bolts first.
I will do it. I think when I get when the next trip to Valaki, I'll see if perhaps I can find a smith who can help me with this.
Very well, that's good to hear.
In any case, was there anything else any of you wanted?
Uh, no, I don't think so. I'm gonna look into it.
Oh, and before I forget, remember, you said you lost your child, right?
It was the elf.
Yeah, yeah. She is pointing at the elf.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Okay, do you mind giving me like a description of her? If I do bump into her, I'll be sure to make sure she's safe.
Right. Well, Rika's going to give a description of Rose.
All right.
I do, in fact, not exactly remember how she looked.
the thing
She
is,
has blue hair.
it's blue.
No, I'm kidding. Rika not remembering.
Yeah. The thing is, didn't we change? We find and give her some of the old clothes from the burgomaster that he had around the house.
No, you did have planned to get some clothes of that one woman who basically said, "Yeah, we could arrange something like that," but you never actually got around to actually do any such thing.
Oh, okay.
I think the last thing she was wearing was your cloak. No, you currently have it on, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
I guess nothing then.
Well, I don't think she was going around naked, was she?
Well, no. That's the
That
thing.
would be concerning.
It would be. In any case, I'll be moving on then. If you have any other needs or if you want a pie, feel free to ask for it. In fact, you know what? Thank you so much for the tip. I'll give you a free pie. There you go.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're
I
welcome.
really
Thank you for the advice.
You're very welcome.
She gives you a nod and then carries on to the next door.
Safe travels, madam.
Yes, you too, you too. She seems
Can I
not to be...
cast message one last time?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'll cast this to the kid again. And wait till the time is right. Cut through, run like the wind. It's all up to you now.
And so you see her move on. What you do notice, though, is that the bag is no longer struggling.
Instead, it's getting wet and red at the bottom.
No. Slip the knife in. Oops.
Fuck. Well,
Totally planned.
saved.
Okay, but
There's a chance I did good.
so what's next? That muscular guy.
What's that right?
Yeah, I think Saban is gonna head back to
Oh yes,
the
he's still hung back.
shadowy spot. Yeah, where Irene is. Basically, shiver a little and be like, "Ah, what an awful woman."
You don't need to tell me. Oh God, she really is an awful woman.
I wonder if she actually believes the stuff she says.
What did she say?
She doesn't believe what she says.
According to her,
She's
was
just-
she's helping the kids.
Used to saying the things she do.
I don't know. I think she's mostly in it for the profit. It's kind of disgusting.
Yes. But please, I must ask that we rush now. I really want to get to the bridge.
Right.
Though, Irene, you know better when the bridge is coming up. I only have a vague idea, so we know beforehand where we need to hide you.
Yeah, the bridge will hang on. Yeah, I mean the bridge is down that road. And where you, Septimus, where you've previously seen some more straggler zombies trying to scurry off, there is now nowhere more anymore. And yeah, there's still a few corpses, but other than that, seems like a freeway. Still here sobbing and other unsightly sights. Yeah, a lot of damage on the houses as well. Except bar. Yeah, weird how that is.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we know why.
I have no idea what you talk about.
In character told the reason.
Hmm?
Wait, what the fuck was the guy's name who's alive?
Jeffrey?
Jeffrey, yeah.
Any
And he
case,
did mention how the tavern is aligned with Strahd, so surprise it remains.
but yeah, things seem to be returning to normal as best as they can. Some people are wounded, but everyone's basically getting back. Most people seem to be thinking it's over. Some people seem a bit on edge, looking around, but not being able to see anything.
Yeah,
So-
Saban would kind of skirt around the outskirts to get to the main road and look for the cart.
Okay, so are you guys heading down to the main road then?
Yes.
Okay. So you all start going down there. And as you travel, everybody roll me a perception. Ah, it's that time again of D&D.
Perception check.
I guess I should really be using passive perception. I guess that's what it's for, isn't it?
Yes.
But it's so much more fun to roll.
Yeah.
Right. As you're walking down the road for quite a while, um, Saban and Rika. It is quite dark at this point as well. Like it is starting to become really. I mean, it was already night before that, but you're going deeper and deeper into the night. Come to think of it, are you traveling with any lights?
As far as we can go without them, I'd say we go without them.
In that case, Saban, I need you to roll with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Rika. As you basically move through the night, Rika being your main navigational system to make sure you don't suddenly stumble off the road, you notice that you see some movement in the distance. What you believe to be, well, honestly, it can only be zombies. The way they move, it must be scrambling away from the town.
Hmm.
Fleeing or perhaps regrouping, you're not sure, but
Hmm.
moving away.
Just
Someone
replay
could have cast Turn Undead.
Is Riga gonna tell the party about this sighting?
Yes, there are zombies, in fact, running away that direction.
Running is a strong word for zombies.
Running.
Yes, a barn does look like running.
Thank God they're not running towards us.
Only if you could get some light on them, I could try to pick them out with the bow.
Well, there's quite a few of them.
How long can you cast that light?
Do we have any torches?
Do you? It's your inventory.
We do in fact have torches, but how far away are they? Aren't they like 100 feet?
They're,
How far away does a torch light up? I think it's only like what?
yeah, not that far.
Yeah, about 20.
I'm just going to basically settle this. It is far enough away that it is barely any of your concern. Like, even if they were to spot you, it would probably take minutes before they would even be able to reach you.